Joining conference now.
And welcome to the next adventure into reality. The next way of seeing life from a new point of view that is here in the ever-present moment of the now. Each and every one of you have come to this webcast to have a new point of view, have a new understanding, have something a part of you that is, an aha moment. So I'm going to share with you before we take our first caller about the martyr. The martyr is a part of ourself that wants us to sacrifice ourself at the altar of bullshit, perception, misperception, misconception, and all other forms of misunderstanding that can be applied with the words of the now. The martyr side of us that drives us forward to revolt against the system that is doing us wrong is the same side of ourselves that drives us into doing things in polarity as zealots and martyrs, with misunderstanding as our truth and our perception that should no longer be a part of our process. But unfortunately, the martyr and the saboteur drives us to that level of insanity, of self-deprivation, self-unreliance, and self-over-reliance, without the acceptance of what others are telling you in any way, shape, or form. When you are locked out of all other forms of perception other than that of the martyr, the saboteur, or the devaluer inside you, you have already lost the battle to the I am self. You have given away your power to the mission and forgot what the I am's purpose is in the mission. It is to experience the ever-present, mighty, co-creative moment of the now, in free-willed choice, able to change their life path and perception at any moment in time or no time, if that soul frequency should choose. Here in the now, the martyr is always trying to make a stand, its arms held high, waiting for the swords to come to their heart. We now diffuse that image of the martyr, the saboteur, and the manipulator, for it is no longer being of service to us, and it needs to go back and relegate itself to the back parts of the I am presence, so that it can go to the temple of the self and heal to the point where it is no longer in need for a martyr, but only the I am self in equal co-creation, non-competition, non-hierarchical order, with all of the divine incarnate source in these mighty moments of the now. It is true we live in a world of domination and control, but that is the projection of a system that has no soul frequency truly behind it. Only people of being of service to the illusion of what it is. When you take back your power, you take back the ability to uncreate the martyr, the saboteur, and the manipulator within yourself or within others. Those beings of yourself are only there to deal with the system, so yet you can entangle with the system even more. When you remove yourself from all expressions of what martyrdom or any of the other archetypes are, when you remove yourself, not be it in any way, shape, or soul expression, you get back to the true neutrality, that you have full control over your contrast, full control over your polarity. At any moment in time or no time, you can make decisions that diffuse the polarity and return back to the sacred neutral balance of the I Am presence with all of your unified ancestors of the past, present, and future as part of your choice points in the now. For when we make those choices to be the martyr, we change our ancient future, we change our ancient present, and we change our ancient past into polarity. That means those past selves that were in polarity now come to your heart frequency. And as long as you are the martyr, the saboteur, and the manipulator, you're resolving their issues and ignoring your own. That is the truth of what the martyr and all the other archetypes are. And the I Am now is resolving the issues of the past and the issues of your descendants in the future who have to deal with the choice points that you made in that now. Letting go of the martyr, send it back to the temple of self so it can go through the healing chamber, so it can connect to the heart, reconnect to the dream, and reconnect to the prayers of interconnectivity. Reconnect to the I Am soul being that was born with the will to live and the internal fortitude to survive and thrive, but not be entangled into the bullshit karma of a world that's full of a soulless system of domination and control. That is the ego's tool to create the martyr and all of the other archetypes of loss. So when you lose control of the I Am self, you go into the ego. Now you must go into the sympathetic and the parasympathetic and remove the base programs of martyrship or any other archetype that functions on different soul frequency levels. It will always be your choice in the mighty co-creative moment of the now being to say, I choose to eliminate martyrship in my frequency in all dimensions, time streams, galaxies, and universes. I return it to the sacred neutral balance, and I bring Source incarnate now to begin the healing process in the temple of the self. So the martyr and all other archetypes of destruction is now understood as an ego program controlled by the parasympathetic. And now all forms of control are dissolved and returned to the sacred neutral balance. All actions done as a martyr or any other archetype in all dimensions, time streams, galaxies, and universes are returned to the sacred neutral perception of that of the Akashic records, removing the polarity from affecting this I Am being in the mighty moment of the now, past, present, and future. All I Am selves present in this moment of mighty creation understand that martyrship and all of its expressions in other languages and other soul frequencies have now been permanently eliminated from this frequency of soul. For I have learned everything about its light mission of self-destruction and self-uncreation. I am a being of self-creation, of self-co-creation with divine source, and I no longer choose martyrship or any other form of manipulations or controls to be within my soul frequency in any way, shape, or form. I ban and banish those who are not on the path to themselves. I have made that choice as an individual I Am being. For the most important thing you can learn on your sacred pilgrimage journey is to stop hoping for outcomes you cannot control. As long as you're creating hope in an ancient future, you aren't being here, present in the now. You aren't a part of this ancient present. You are playing in the future with hope. Hope springs eternal and helps us go through creation. But there are times when hope becomes toxic, and in the journey, you must be in the ever-present moment of now, allowing hindsight and foresight, which are a different form of experience than hope. When you make that individual choice to stop controlling outcomes and allowing the divine forces of yourself to work through you, the great, incredible, and mystical things happen in our daily life. Living the mystical life daily is a way of life, a set of actions that are a part of your spiritual agenda. And your spiritual agenda does not use hope as the only process of creating the future. Hope is just one thing our human minds stick to, and that hope is eventually, inevitably, becomes subtle control of the future. And if you are in subtle or manipulative control of the future, and not in equal co-creation with the moment of now, you will never truly understand how to move forward. You will be stuck in the instant gratification of creating a hope, just like buying a lottery ticket, thinking that you're going to win, and all that energy is wasted when the lotto numbers are wasted and you have not won. By making the active choice of the mighty I Am presence to eliminate hope from controlling your future, you allow yourself full control of the ancient present, access to no time, and your genius ability within to activate and co-create with the divine spirit of all. We must learn to create sovereign pieces of the I Am self. Many are asking, why do we need to do this? Isn't the whole process of bringing yourself together? The answer is yes. But after a while of bringing yourself together, you want to make this process easier. You want to be able to give tasks, programs that are in the sympathetic and parasympathetic. There are positive programs and negative programs. The parasympathetic programs were never meant to function in the ways they do now. When the sovereign I Am has done enough healing, gotten over levels of instant gratification, and is ready to create an easier way to interact with time and no time, spirit and great mystery, we make the choice of pilgrimage into the sacred mountain of the inner self, where we go into the mountain of our heart and discover the sacredness within the tunnels that are there. The tunnels of our heart that are actually our veins and arteries going through the wholeness of our body. There is the first journey into creating that peace, to discover what the body needs on its individual level, to make it closer than just the sympathetic and parasympathetic. They are just voluntary and involuntary operating systems. When we bring the body as a part of our co-creation, we create a piece of our sovereign self that functions for the body, that works with our healers. In the spirit world, that first step to throw yourself a lifeline, when you allow yourself to be healed, when you accept the healing, you have thrown yourself that lifeline. To create your own version of your healing self that has all the created skills. That is what you are creating when the first sovereign I Am self. One that has all the skills you have ever been, and you will ever been before as a healer, available to you as a guide in no time. If you should take the time, effort, and energy to create that as your energy focus of prayer in your sacred protected place, so that when you begin your journey, you do not step on the journeys of others. It is important to learn to not step on the journeys of others, for that is creating karma. Karma that has no resolution because you are unaware of it. All right, everyone. That was some powerful energies. So let's take our first caller.
Okay, our first caller will be Morgan from Maryland.
Morgan from Maryland, are you there? Morgan. Are you there? I can barely hear you. Yeah. We're gonna have to move on to someone else. Either you have a really bad connection or your mic's not working. Because we just hear like 1 out of every 5 words.
Okay, our next caller will be from Princeton, British Columbia.
Next caller, Princeton, British Columbia.
Hey, that's me.
How you doing? What's your name?
Hey, Andrew, my name's Shay.
Hi, Shay. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. So what did you want to talk about today?
I just wanted to thank you. I've been following your work for many years, and it's brilliant. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you very much.
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
One is I often feel sort of lost as to my direction.
Uh-huh.
So I'm wondering if you have any comments on my life's purpose to help sort of ground that and so I can have more focus.
Yes, just one. Can you lower?
Second.
Yep. Can you lower my headset just a little bit? All right. So what year were you born?
1977.
1977. Just let me tune into you.
Okay.
All right. So there's a whole series of let's just say, awareness blockages going on for you. There was a series of choices you made, 10, 11, 12, how you saw the world that was imprinted by your mother and father and the people that were around you. There's a tremendous amount of unresolved arguments and energy, a whole bunch of arrogant people that are around you, and you rejected this arrogance, but ultimately it created a rebel inside you that began to fight against the conformity that was around you, and it began to get out of control and has created blockages to your awareness. These are commonly called perception deception filters. And the first thing is, what is true and unconditional love to you?
That's a hard one.
Yes, but if you don't have an instant answer, that means you don't actually have an answer. And that's okay. That's okay.
I went to my heart. I went to my own, like, into heart space when you find that beyond this physical plane space.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the closest I can think of or come up with.
Have you ever been truly in love?
I can't say yes to that definitively.
Okay.
Maybe when I was 5, 6.
Oh, that's innocent love. That's different.
Yeah, sure enough.
Okay. So it's important for you to begin true self-healing, self-loving, self-nurturing processes, because you can only gain that through experience. I could pontificate for hours about unconditional love, and some may learn and some may simply not understand until they love enough or are loved enough and allow it through them. Now, part of your perception deception is, I don't trust. Who taught you not how to trust?
My immediate family was pretty harsh.
Well, I can sense that in you. And right now I'm kind of just editing for live show right now. So what I like to do is do a healing thing where I do have a repeat after me. Have you heard me do that before?
Oh yeah, I love them. They're great.
All right, so we're going to do that. So I in this ever-present moment,
I in this ever-present moment
choose to acknowledge my blocks and blockages.
Choose to acknowledge my blocks and blockages.
Some of these have come from others.
Some of these have come from others.
Some I've created myself.
Some I have created myself.
And some are mutual creations of everyone I respected and yet did not trust.
Some are mutual creations of everyone I respected yet did not trust.
This has created a soup of misunderstanding within myself.
This created a soup of misunderstanding within myself.
I now take this soup off the burner.
I now take this soup off the burner.
And I bring it to my soul family council.
And I bring it to my soul family council.
And I give each one a cup of this soup.
And I give each one a cup of this soup.
So they may know this miscreation.
So they may know this miscreation.
So they may return to me in dreams with the right creation.
So they may return to me in dreams with this right creation.
For it is my will now.
It is my will now.
To not be blocked.
To not be blocked.
To experience unconditional love.
To experience unconditional love.
Ancestors of this present moment.
Ancestors of this present moment.
I give you this soup out of unconditional love.
I give you this soup out of unconditional love.
So I may experience your unconditional love.
So that I may experience your unconditional love.
In this manifest body.
This manifest body.
I call to those that are my family members.
Call to those that are my family members.
That were my teachers of this legacy.
That were my teachers of this legacy.
I now put you in my hall of Akashic records.
Now put you in my hall of Akashic records.
Because I have learned every lesson of your distortion.
Because I have learned every lesson of your distortion.
And I no longer want those lessons.
And I no longer want those lessons.
I am planting my own crops of self-creation.
I am planting my own crops of self-creation.
And I return to your seeds of your creation.
And I return to you your seeds of your creation.
For I am seeding my own fertile ground.
I am seeding my own fertile ground.
As a being of non-competition.
as a being of non-competition.
I choose to make the self-healing and self-nurturing process
Choose to make the self-nurturing and self-healing process
a part of my spiritual journey.
a part of my spiritual journey.
I open my heart to this journey,
Open my heart to this journey.
and I let go of all programs of shame, blame, and guilt.
I let go of all programs of shame, blame, and guilt.
And to those that have taught me the masculine and feminine,
And to those that have taught me the masculine and feminine,
I break all contracts, vows, and agreements with your distorted love.
I break all contracts, vows, and agreements with your distorted love.
I return to Earth Mother,
And I return to Earth Mother,
the definitions of sacred feminine and sacred masculine,
the definitions of sacred feminine and sacred masculine.
and I ask you to come into my dream world, Earth Mother,
I ask you to come into my dream world, Earth Mother,
and show me equal co-creation, non-competition, non-hierarchical order,
Can you try that one again?
so I may see equal co-creation, non-competition, non-hierarchical order
I may see equal co-creation, non-competition, and hierarchical order
as my dreaming self,
as my dreaming self.
so I may awaken in the morning
So I may awaken in the morning
with a weight lifted off of my shoulders
with the weight lifted off of my shoulders
that was the energies of others.
with the energies of others.
I chose to hold on out of martyrship,
I chose to hold on out of martyrship.
and I now let go of the martyr
I now let go of the martyr.
and anything else that holds me back from my sacred pilgrimage.
Anything else that holds me back from my sacred pilgrimage.
Aho.
Oh,
All right, how you feeling?
more present than I have in a while. My body is warm and just humming.
Yeah, you were a little emotional and teary there.
Yeah, I got some good tears going. It's good.
Yeah. Those are
Relief.
alchemical tears. So
Yeah.
you've got a lot of sadness right on your surface.
Yeah.
What can
I
you
try
do?
not to hide stuff.
Yeah. What can you do to let go of sadness each day?
I don't know. I find joy fairly easy. I go to joy, but it doesn't really release sadness so much.
Do you allow other people to do body work on you?
Sometimes I'm not always trusting with being touched.
Well, that's back to trust again. So here is my message to
Yeah.
you. You need serious body work. You need deep tissue, and you need lymphatic drain, and you need cranial sacral therapy, and you need at least 6 weeks of sessions, 2 sessions a week,
Yeah.
because you have let it go to the point of absolute body fixation. This is driving on a car with 2 flat tires and a check engine light on.
Yeah.
And you have allowed yourself to go to that point. And you cannot do that anymore. You must put aside the budget, and you must put aside whatever's in you that's stopping you. And you must say, my health is my self-nurturing. You need to have the inner oral work done with the cranial sacral. Your jaw is so tight that it's pulled your C6 and your C7, your C1 and your C2. Your sacrum bone is like 2 inches off to the right. Your thoracic vertebrae are all pulled sideways because of the fascia. The way you are sleeping is really causing some disturbing processes with you. If you have not flipped your mattress or gotten a mattress in years, it is absolutely time for that.
Couple years old. How often would you recommend?
Basically flip every 6 months. Not all mattresses are flippable anymore.
Yeah, I can turn mine end per end. I've been doing that. It is a less expensive mattress this time.
Yeah, and if you really realize there's an indent in there and it's imprinted, you right now got to get a new one or figure out a way to modify that mattress.
Mm.
Or got a lot of issues going on in your dream world, where your dream world, not just say, isn't exactly sovereign. You got a lot of things coming in and out because sadness is a point of view each day. It is a program that has power.
Yeah, for sure.
Go into your emotions right now, and what is the thing that's making you the saddest today versus yesterday?
Having trouble letting go of really young childhood, like abuse.
Okay. Are you ready to let it go right now?
I would love to.
Well, let's just repeat after me. I now make a choice
I now make a choice
to purge all this sadness from my soul,
to purge all this sadness from my soul,
to purge all this sadness from my body, mind, and spirit,
to purge all the sadness from my body, mind, and spirit.
and replace it with the unconditional love of the Great Spirit.
Replace it with the unconditional love of the Great Spirit.
For it is my choice in this moment of now
It is my choice in this moment of now
to accept joy, happiness, and peace
to accept joy, happiness, and peace
as a way of life,
way of life,
as my mystical experience.
my mystical experience.
Great Spirit, I speak to you now.
My experience, I speak to you now.
Great Spirit, I speak to you now.
Great experience, I speak to you now.
I ask you to come to my presence,
I ask you to come to my presence.
to help me uncover the deepest parts of myself
Help me uncover the deepest parts of myself
that are wounded and unhealed,
that are wounded and unhealed,
so I may now become aware of them
so that I now become aware of them
and heal them and nurture them.
and heal them and nurture them.
All programs that I've created within myself
All programs that I've created within myself
that are shame, blame, and guilt,
are shame, blame, and guilt,
that are depression, regression, and obsession,
are repression, obsession, and regression.
I now break all contracts, vows, and agreements with them.
I now break all contracts, vows, and agreements with them.
So my experience
My experience,
is my experience and not the experience of programs.
and not the experience of programs.
This is my choice in the mighty moment of now.
This is my choice in the mighty moment of now.
I now bring myself to the fetus that was in my mother's womb,
Now bring myself to the fetus that was in my mother's womb.
so I may once again experience the infinite dream world.
May once again experience the infinite dream world.
I upload the blueprint of my life processes
Upload the blueprint of my life processes.
that the fetus dreamed up before my birth.
Didn't understand that?
That the fetus dreamed up before my birth.
That the fetus dreamed up before my birth.
And I compare it to my life path.
And I compare it to my life path.
And see my service and light.
See my service and light.
I have learned all these lessons of sadness, anger, depression, and regression.
I've learned all these lessons of sadness, anger, repression, and regression.
They have only taught me one thing.
They have only taught me one thing.
That they are finite.
That they are finite.
And I am infinite.
And I am infinite.
I choose the unlimited point of view.
Choose the unlimited point of view.
And begin to break down all of my limitations.
Begin to break down all of my limitations.
Through the prayers that I make each day.
The prayers that I make each day.
And I thank you, Spirit.
I thank you, Spirit.
As you come in synchronicities.
As you come in synchronicities.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. A lot of energy just moved through you.
Yeah. Feels good. I even felt nauseous for a bit there, which I know is probably a good sign.
Well, that was energy coming out of your liver.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I cannot stress to you enough that you cannot avoid body work anymore.
Yeah.
Okay? You are 2 flat tires and a check engine light. And a gas light's on too, all right?
That's a good image for me, thank you.
Okay. All right, darling, I must move on to the next caller. Thank you so much. You're a great teacher to a lot of people out there.
Thank you. You're awesome. I appreciate you so much.
You're welcome.
Heart beams.
Heart beams to you too. All right, next caller.
Next caller will be from Santa Monica, California, in that area.
Santa Monica, California. Are you there?
Hi. Oh my God, this is so exciting.
And what is your name?
My name is Jillian. How are you, Andrew?
I'm doing great, Jillian. What's going on in your world?
Oh, so much. I've been waiting to talk to you for a really long time, so this is sorry. I'm kind of geeking out a little bit.
It's fine. You did it on 888, the Lion's Gate.
I know, and you know what? I actually was like in meditation right before this, and I had forgotten that you were doing this, and then when I came out of it, I remembered, and I thought to myself, I know I'm going to get through tonight. So
there you did.
Oh, so good. I'm calling because ever since I discovered your work, which was just a few months ago, a lot has happened, and my life has that rhythm anyway, but things have happened in the past few months that I just can't even put into words. And I guess I'm just curious if I'm on the right path because things still feel a little bit confusing and unclear. And I just would love any insight into getting more clear because I'm feeling like I'm ready.
All right.
for that.
What year were you born?
1981.
Let me take apart some of your energies. Immediately at your birth, you had huge birth issues.
Yeah.
So what is your relationship to your mother?
I actually made the decision just fairly recently to sort of take a break from both of my parents.
Right.
My mother's been pretty absent energetically for quite some time.
Well, that was before. That was even while you were in utero. That's why this is.
Correct. Yeah.
So she never wanted to have any children, actually.
It's interesting. I always thought that, but I'm one of three, so.
No, literally, she didn't want any. She didn't want any children this lifetime. She would have been happy with 2 dogs and a cat.
Yeah, I think she's got a lot of past life stuff that.
Sure, but that's why you were born.
She has not dealt with.
But that's why you were born in her. That's why you were born in her. She was a specific teacher that was directly relevant to your path. Now, the nature of your question is my purpose, path, am I on the right way? And I'm going to say right now you're not. Right now, the recreational path has a lot more light to it than does the sacred path. Okay? Why do you think that's right now?
What do you mean by that? Like
wanting to be human, wanting to have a life, have a boyfriend, have a good job.
That has always been my struggle, is that I want that. But I feel like with sort of like my gifts and abilities that I've had since I was born, that I struggle to find the balance between being human and everything else that I feel like I carry.
Well, you are living in separation, and you can no longer live in separation. You must synthesize all of the parts that are you, and the ones that do not fit the synthesis must go. You have done this many times in your life. You've had to let go of certain groups of friends or certain things that no longer served you. You're just at the next level.
But when does that stop?
Okay. Well, it's all about the great work we do on ourselves. So what is it that you do for a job?
Well, actually, I was a makeup artist for almost 10 years, but I actually am not doing that anymore because I want to get into having clients and doing readings and doing what it is that I feel like I'm here to do.
Okay. And do you have clients?
I do, and this has been the first time in my life that I've really taken the leap of faith and I've said, I'm not holding on to the old work that I had. I'm just trusting, and I'm going to step into this because I feel like not to was making me miserable. It never felt right.
Correct. So how many clients a month are you doing?
Well, it's gotten a lot. Over the past 2 months, I've been writing for a mailing list that's really increasing. So I would say I have about like maybe 7 clients a month.
Okay. You're
So I
right
need
at
more.
you're right at the level where the amount that's coming in is going to be just a little bit more than you can process each month. And this, think of it like a shot glass. You can only add certain amounts before it overflows. This is where new forms of sacred discipline need to be created. For example, to do this radio show, this show that I'm doing right now, there is a standard 20 hours per month that I do of ceremony that involves me using my full multidimensional self to be present in this chair before I spoken a word. That's my level of responsibility. That is my level of awareness. Your level of awareness and the type of clients that you're bringing is at the 7 per month. I'm at the 7 to 25,000 to 100,000 people per month. You want to make the next level? It's the new form of discipline that prepares you monthly, hourly, daily, weekly, whatever it is, that allows your own personal programs to be put at rest during the time that your skill turns on. And it's like a fire. You know, it starts off with a little ember that you got to keep blowing on, and poof, it turns on. And then 3 sessions later, you're done, your energy's out. What do you do to turn it off? You must intimately learn the on and off switch through your sacred discipline of preparation and ending.
Okay.
So there has to be a form of sacred discipline that is done daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly that are cyclical patterns of letting go of the old clients, the old perceptions, the old points of view, so that the unlimited point of view is your potential each time a new client or a repeat client comes. Okay? Then the next thing is you must maintain regular body work. Okay? When's the last time you've had body work done to you? That long.
It's been a while, yeah. It's been a while.
Why?
You know what? Well, basically what ended up happening is that back in January I had surgery. And it was really unusual, and I'd never had surgery before. It's also kind of unexplainable. It's a mystery exactly what was going on there. But it was a catalyst for me to release my old work and really try to step into what I want to be doing. But, you know, with that, it's like I wasn't working at all for a while afterwards, and it's like I'm not in a place where, like, I can afford to do body work on a regular basis. I do a lot of self-care at home, but as far as, like, keeping it out, it's not
enough.
Possible.
It's not enough. Then you got to learn to trade.
Okay.
And I'll be blunt with you because I believe you're right at the level of going from 7 clients to 30 clients a month.
I know. I feel that.
And this is just attention to your own details here. So when I say that it's not enough, it's literally the intent isn't enough. There's too much tired energy. There's too much non-focus. It's too much of a chore for you to heal yourself. Okay? So this is
How can I overcome that?
I got a recipe for you. The first thing is you got to engage full-on colon cleansing. And now there is a way you can do it from home. There's home colon cleansing kits. They're about $30. They're 2-week kits. That's the first thing. You have junk left over from other eras of you. No matter how much clean food you have, it's still psychically imprinted at that era in the mucus layer. That's the first thing. And while you're doing this colon cleanse, let's say it's a 2-week, this is where you begin the rituals of letting go, where you add up your life story and you do ritual and ceremony that's hopefully by an outdoor fire and indoor so that you can burn the alchemy. so that you can begin to recall the bad and the good and the ugly and the trials and tribulations so you can see your victories and literally shit out everything you don't need anymore.
Got it.
Okay? That's step one. Step two is protein. You are severely deficient on protein. Your body is, I could say, actually absorbing less than 20% of all the calories that you're eating.
Okay.
Okay? What is your common food you're eating?
Well, I live in California, and so I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. So that's,
Bread?
I tend to be more of a grazer, so I don't know if that's like a good for me or bad for me
No,
thing.
that's
but
fine.
just
It's all
always
about
been kind of
protein.
how I like
It's
to
all
eat.
about protein. Are you a big bread eater?
I go through phases.
Okay. So carbs are the first thing you want to cut out. Okay? Alcohol, you got to cut it down by half, whatever it is, whatever level it's at, because that's sugar and carbs. Okay? That doesn't mean you change your diet. You just got to cut the amount of sugar and carbs you got first. And you need to have some type of protein substitute that for at least the next 20 to 30 days, that every day you're going to get 40 grams of protein. And there's a reason. Your body is in survival mode right now, chemically in survival mode. Its pH is way too high, which means your electrical conductivity, the water that conducts electricity in your body, conducts at a very high rate and then is neutralized water. It cannot conduct anymore. And you hold on to this excess water. This is why you need body work, lymphatic drain. So you can begin to do home yoga and Pilates that is by design to enhance the lymphs, enhance the whole flowing of the body. And you got to learn to do some form of deep tissue massage in your own armpits, under your own breasts, under your own buttocks, into your inner thighs. And you got to get into the places that hurt. You already know the places that are hurt. You got to massage the hands and the feet. And it's got to take an hour of self-love. And it's not a chore. Okay? That's the recipe. Colon cleansing, deep tissue on yourself. That frees up some frequencies. But it still hasn't put you into abundance. And that's really what's stopping you right now.
Right.
Okay? How much money were you making as a makeup artist?
That was the other problem, is that it was always like I'd make a large chunk of money at one time, and then work wouldn't come for a bit.
Okay.
So I would really like to get stable financially, which is something that obviously, I was a makeup artist for 10 years, I haven't had. So.
Well, being a healer and a psychic reader will not pay the bills right away.
Right.
Okay? You can't throw all your eggs into that basket. It takes time to build up the skill. Yes, you've got clients now, but what happened when winter comes and people are saving up money? Right. Okay? I'm going to be blunt. You got to go back into makeup artistry. Find a gig that pays you a boatload of money, take it, and budget it. Okay? Suck it up, buttercup
Usually
moment.
what I used to do.
No, it's a suck it up, buttercup moment. Seriously, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to get over why you left. Okay? You know it'll make you enough cash to keep you in thriving mode and not barely surviving. Okay?
And do you feel anything for, like, when I might turn the corner and things will be better? I have a lot of things that I'd like to bring to life in that space that I'm trying to step into. I'm just curious when
You have
that
an
might
unlimited
actually
potential, and I believe you are one personal thought away from having a big aha on the algorithm that's your life. Okay? You've done good work. Now it requires next level of adult, grown-up, good work done in joy. That starts with self-healing, it starts with self-nurturing, and then begins with the new experiences that are going to be coming through your psychic skill as new clients come to you. Okay? I think it's vitally important that going back to the old job that You create new ceremonies and rituals that clear out the old frequencies, the old conceptions of the old job is, and give yourself a ritual of clean slate. Okay? Now, ceremonies, not everyone can do them. They get up there and they have stage fright, even though it's just them there.
Mhm.
Okay? So there are a bunch of contract revocations on the website. Use those as to start with, until such a time you
I've
can
been
write your
doing
own.
those.
Okay?
I've been doing those, and actually, it's really interesting because I started to do them, and then I had that weird surgery, so it moved something. For sure.
It revealed a new perception that needed to come through.
Yeah.
Okay, which one do you think helped you the most?
The one I kind of flip back and forth between the divine feminine and the shaman revocation, or not? It's not a revocation.
The shaman's death.
The shaman's death.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you read the Union and Communion Consciousness Strike?
I have read that one, and actually, I believe I was doing that one a lot before I had the surgery, if I'm remembering correctly.
I wrote that one as a very long one, and I did it on purpose, like a triathlon of having to say sacred and present long enough.
Mm.
And I think that is a good metaphor for you. You have done sacred work before, but at a 20-yard dash or a 100-yard dash. You're now going for the 5,000-yard dash or the 50-kilometer or 100-kilometer race. You need to build your spiritual endurance.
Oh, but that's the thing, is I feel like my whole life has been asking me to, has been doing that, providing that.
Oh yeah, it's part of it, but you're talking a different expression. That's the past, in which you had money backing you and a job backing you and all those other things from that era. Those aren't there now.
Right.
Missing components of the alchemy that is you. Okay? You're not going back permanently. You're going back with a clean slate to make your money and get yourself out of the bind that you're in so you can have some body work done, so you go out and thrive, go out and party a little bit, get out of the misprude that you had to be the last couple years. Okay? Get out there and get a boyfriend. You need it. Can't deny it anymore.
You're right. No, you're right.
Okay? You are a sacred feminine. Having that expression is your birthright and legacy. Accept it. It will make you a better psychic, I guarantee. You have 3 orgasms a week, guess what? You're going to work. You got a lot of money coming in. Because it'll be in your frequency of success, completion, energy, focus, drive, and all those other things that it does. Okay? I got one more thing for your recipe. Okay? I want you to really just take a moment and relax, calm down, and understand something. You are meant to help people. You are absolutely meant to help people. On the path that you are on, the only limitation that you have right now is the belief in how far you will go. And those are what all of your programs of self-deception, self-defeat are about. You're not good enough. You're not really that worthy. You'll always be in the AAA league. Well, I'm telling you, you're a star. But until you believe you're a star, and flow as a star, and have abundance as a star, you won't see it. And that is your illusion. You have to see it now and emanate it now.
Oh, that's making me cry.
Okay? You've done it. You're there. Just open the gifts now. The gifts are self-healing and self-nurturing at a new level. A whole new level. Trade your skill for body work.
Thank you.
Okay? And if you are able to trade your skill for cranial sacral therapy, do that. You really, really, really need to have the fascia in your jaw and the occipitals and the The bones fully release because the pressure on your head and your shoulders are way too much. Way too much. Okay? Way, way too much. Think of, in a race with your shoelaces tied so tight that it's cutting the blood off. Can't work that way.
I know, and it hasn't been. But I guess I just feel like I've been, like literally just exactly like she says, even from birth, it's just been like one challenge after the other. So
Sure, but that was what you needed to be who you are now, so that you could read thousands or millions of people. Because you had the hard birth, you did the experience. Because of all the hard lifetime, past, present, and future. You've learned the lessons already. That is why you can speak of them.
yeah.
Accept your power.
I'm trying. I'm just so tired.
Yeah. Find out what part of the program's inside says, I'm so tired, and fire its ass. Right now. Say, part of myself that makes me so tired, you're fired.
Part of myself that's making me so tired, you're fired.
Fired. No severance pay. Get the fuck out.
Fired. No severance pay. Get the fuck out.
Done. I'm hiring a new thing that's going to give me creation, inspiration, and dreams. Okay. And that is your own self that replaces it with creation, inspiration, and dreams. Every time you say, I'm tired, that's my fucking mother talking. That's my father talking, who never had any power in their life.
Never.
Okay? Never had any power. I feel this in you, the programs from your mother and father. And that is where some of your next level of great work need to be done. Seeing what are their habitual programs and using the shaman's death as a form of reference of what haven't they let go, what shells haven't they let go, or what shells did they put onto me.
Everything.
Time to dump out the burden basket of all the shells that aren't yours. I know you can do it.
No, I know I can. I know I can. I'm the type of person that when things move, they move, and they move in such a way that I know I'm capable of anything. It's just when things get stagnant, it gets really stressful, but I know that I can do it.
Okay. But there's still a but in your frequency. Can you do it right now in this moment? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Then what's stopping you? Try. Give it words. Take its power away from it. Demasculate that energy that is controlling you now.
I feel like I'm always just a little bit hesitant to fully show up because I know that my family, this has been my secret my whole life.
Uh-huh.
And I've had to protect it, to protect myself because I knew that they would never understand.
And now you feel betrayed to being born in that family.
Yes.
None of that is yours. Let it go. Every tear, you are taking its power away from it and taking your power back to be you now.
And I feel like I don't even have any family.
Yes, you do. You have an infinite soul family of spirits that are waiting to speak to you as the future being who's going to have sessions and clients and callers, waiting for you to own your own power as the infinite soul and being that you are. To accept your own legacy of birth, that yes, this was a hard fucking life, but it has taught you and has not killed you. Channel the sacred feminine warrior inside yourself, something your mother never taught you and your father suppressed in you.
Yes.
What does the sacred feminine warrior tell you right now?
To stop living beneath the truth of who I am.
Amen. Now moving forward, every day you got to ask yourself that same question. What is stopping me right now? What program? And demasculate the father energy that is suppressing the sacred feminine warrior from giving you self-healing and self-nurturing from the sacred feminine warrior who has the power of the pureness of touch to change the frequency of energy. I believe in you.
Thank you. And I will ask myself that question every morning. I'll actually just start my day with that.
Yeah, make that your sacred discipline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, darling, I must move on to the next caller. You were a special teacher to a lot of people out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I feel so much better.
Okay. All right, you have a great
Good
day.
night, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right, our next caller.
Next caller is Nan from Pennsylvania.
Nan from Pennsylvania. Are you there?
Hello?
Hello, Nan. How you doing today?
Very well, thank you. I wasn't expecting. I was waiting for another call before me.
Well, here you are.
Well, so exciting. I have to, first of all, thank you for all the work you do and all the information you have been putting out. I have to tell you, I've been in this in this path of finding myself, my purpose for the last 5 years, and I just came across one of your videos probably 3 months ago.
Okay.
And very confusing at the beginning. At the beginning, I couldn't understand most of the things you were saying about the history. But then a week ago, I started religiously every single day watching videos and reading all your emails, which is just amazing information. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So what questions did you want to ask today?
Okay. Well, I have these. I've been meditating for the last 3 months because I feel like I have to change the most important issue that I think I have right now, what I've always had in my whole life is I have an anger issue. My whole family, friends, everybody says that I'm angry and I'm spicy, and everybody knows that. And I hurt people. I know that there are things in my I don't even know how to explain it. I need to get rid of these feelings to be able to manifest my true potential. And so I've been meditating to be able to get rid of this anger. And then I am in one of your videos when you were talking about when you read the revocations. When I read the revocations, it's okay to feel anger, right? To feel something.
Right.
When I read them. But then what about my normal life? I
What do you do
don't
for a
know how
job?
to get rid of. I'm an actress.
You're a nurse?
Actor.
Okay. All right. So when you're dealing with anger, you must understand that it's deep inside the body. And meditation is no more than just cutting the grass once a week on your anger. It's not getting at the root system. Okay? So, what I'd like for you to understand now is, like the other callers, your theme is body work now, where you can go into deep meditation and trust the body worker enough to help you get it out. That your meditation is designed to bring your focus to wherever the body worker is, whether it's your shoulder, your feet, your buttocks, wherever is sore and needs energy, that your awareness is there in equal co-creation with the body worker. That's the first thing. You will never get at the seeds and the roots just through meditation. You may get knowingness of it, but getting it out of the body as a trauma. Okay? That's the key to understanding anger, that it is actually a trauma on the body, mind, and spirit. Meditation gets it out of the mind, doesn't heal it from the spirit or the trauma of the body. You must discover your own inner ways of healing the body, mind, and spirit beyond meditation. It is ritual and ceremony that can combine multiple forms of technique, body work during one part of the week, mental meditation work during another, that culminates into a ceremony of coming together and acknowledging the change that has gone in you. Honoring yourself for having done the body work and the meditation as part of your victory dance of letting go of anger and replacing it with joy and happiness.
Does it have something to do, I guess, right, with guilt? I noticed you have mentioned guilt, blame.
All of that is still
shame.
stemming from the anger, the uncontrolled anger.
I am so good for a very, very long time. And then all of a sudden, something real little thing, and I react like
That is called the
something
reactive
disgusting.
mind. That is adrenal gland. That is somebody who's in survival mode and not thriving. So one of your meditations can be about turning off the adrenal glands, turning off the fight, flight, or freeze, so you may choose love first.
And I'm guessing also because of your the previous call, you were talking about the how to clean the body from inside. I think in one of the videos that I watched from you, you said that there are a lot of things that are in the gut.
Yes, and that is anger in the gut. That's affecting your dream world, was creating your soup of miscreation. So yes, internal colon cleansing, going and getting the colonics done. Each colonic is like having 30 morning poops. Everyone in the audience, really contemplate that. 30 morning poops. That's how much comes out from every colonic.
Wow.
Eh?
And no wonder I have problems with, I don't have a good digestion.
Because you have candida from your rage and your anger.
Okay. I've been doing many rituals over the last 5 years by myself.
I see it. I see it. I see the good work that you've done. It's not unacknowledged. It is fully acknowledged. The last part is the hardest part of letting go of anger. The seeds. And the seeds right now are in your intestinal tract and in your physical body. So let's say you have 3 weeks of, somewhat focus, where you're going to do the intestinal colon cleanse. You're going to go and do 5 colonics in a span of 2 weeks. And you're going to go and have 3 to 4 body work sessions during that same time. And that twice during that 10 or 12 days, you do actual ritual and ceremonial letting go of the spiritual processes, the anger, the shame, blame, and guilt, and say it's no longer a part of your signature frequency, that you are choosing another way. You are entitled to a clean slate, if you believe yourself worthy.
I believe I'm worthy, but what I feel manifesting is really not what I deserve. So that's why I know that there is a blockage.
And that
And that's
blockage is
why
your own trust in yourself.
you think I don't trust myself. I
Absolutely.
don't trust,
That is what the nature of rage and anger is. You don't trust yourself.
even though I know that the work I do is good.
Again, the work you've done is good. It just now requires a very refined surgical strategy of elimination of the seeds. Okay, there
And what do you mean?
are certain things that are in your body that are there from a very young age that are creating and holding up the house of cards that is rage and anger. You take away the root system, everything else dies.
And I don't even remember. I had an amazing childhood, amazing loving family, big family. I had a lot of love growing up, and so I don't remember that anything bad happened to me when I
Something
was
did,
a
though.
kid.
Something did.
What?
Something broke your innocence. Something put you down the path of rage and anger. Some betrayal became a part of your frequency you held on to. You know where it came, and it requires you to look at your life. That's the next part of the recipe for you. It's called telling your story to the fire. Brutal honesty, who I am now, who I was last year, the year before, all the way back to what you can remember, and you do not give up until you pretty much milked the stone. Pull out pictures when you were 9, 10, 11. Look for the times that you had a smile that you know is fake. Dissect yourself. Discern yourself, and you will discover where those programs took over. And there's where your guided meditations can focus on that young person that began to accept that process. And you reverse it in yourself.
I'll do that. And there's another thing that I remember. I feel ashamed because I was a very bad sister. I mean, I received all the love from my family and friends, but I don't think I was a good daughter or sister growing up.
Stop judging yourself. That's anger running your questions right now. Creating guilt. What is in the past is in the past. You cannot change it, only alter the way you observe it through your mind. You gotta de-weaponize the old memories of what you did or didn't do. Doesn't matter anymore.
And I don't know why I can't let go. I have
Because
asked for forgiveness.
you have accepted the projections of others that you're a bad person. Simple as that. You are accepting the projections of others. You are not a bad person. You are just like everyone else, struggling in a world that's pretty fucked up right now. Trying to survive, trying to figure out how to thrive and change and be a person of service.
What do you mean by body work?
Deep tissue massage, cranial sacral therapy, shiatsu trigger points.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you need one of those people that has hands of steel and is going to get in every nook and cranny of your body and squeeze until you scream or that the pressure is released. You got to convert and know that every aspect of the dense body that you have is anger. Every time somebody puts their hands on you and goes to massage deep in the body and you feel that stuff break up, that is other people's energies you've been storing there. That's your own rage and anger filling in the blanks. Getting it out of the body is getting the seeds out of you that keep replanting themselves every season.
Okay, so you think that's going to help me get this? Oh, I have. What do you think about? I don't know my face throughout my life. I've had issues with my skin, acne, and then black dark spots, and now I have these red things coming out. It's like it's never clean. No matter what I do,
So are the
exercise.
Where are the red spots on the body?
No, they used to be all over my body when I was like 8 years ago, and I took and they went away, and every summer they will come back. But now it's only on my face, and it itches sometimes. And
That is
just
telling you that your body is very toxic, and that your lymph nodes aren't working, and that the swelling and the spots that are appearing in your face, because your upper body is so tight, your lymph nodes from the top of the body to the mid chest and breast aren't working. Once again, an example of your body mechanics are completely off because rage has ran your life, anger has ran your life.
So all of these symptoms, all of these things that I have in my face and also my intestinal tract, is anger?
Yep, anger from others, most of it, that you accepted. You have all their luggage and all their dirty underwear in the luggage. But something, the martyr inside you keeps holding on to it. They're going to come back for this luggage sooner or later, and I'm going to hit them over the head with it.
Do you think that I'm bringing back things from other lives?
No, it's mostly this life.
It's mostly
this
Okay.
life, but that's your challenge this life, is to get over this life so you could have an infinite life.
Okay, because I remember in one of the videos that it's not really important to know about the other life. And I've been trying to get regressions. I actually had 2 regressions last year to find out about stuff, but I couldn't really, it didn't really do anything for me. And I was trying to look for answers on other lives, not really paying attention.
It's this
to
lifetime.
people.
Yes, the other lifetimes help give you some definition, but ultimately it's about this lifetime. Letting go of the anger of this lifetime that you and you only created, and that you and you only accepted from other people. Separating what are the two.
And you know what? My dreams used to be I used to fly and very colorful.
Yeah.
And lately,
you have that as a legacy to come back to.
Lately, I had.
Hey, darling, I gotta move. I gotta
just
move on to the next caller.
Okay. Oh well, thank you so much for. I have. Can I ask you just one more question?
No, I gotta move on to the next caller, darling. It's already 8:15 here. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, but
It's
thank
okay.
you so much.
You have a great day. It's great talking to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, this is going to be our last caller before I do my ending speech. Next caller.
Next caller is Spirit Bird.
Spirit Bird, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing well. Yeah. It's been such an interesting journey. It's up and down and up and down. But the one thing, Andrew, that I just want someone else's input on it is this wailing in the middle of the head that started, let's see, about Christmas time in 2015, and it kind of lasted for a few months, and it kind of let up, and then I went west, and it kind of let up, and then I had to come south, and it was okay for a few weeks, and it started up again. But when I started working on the Living the Mystical Daily, it really exploded. And it used to be that when I would go to bed or start to go to bed, didn't matter the time, it would start to get louder or more increasing in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And now it seems that instead of coming on, regardless of what time I'm going to bed, it's like after I've been asleep for a short while, maybe it just started dreaming, and then it explodes. And I hate to say it, but I get up and I put my head under the faucet, and it's about the only. So it's been a rough few years. So my discernment can't tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing. All I can feel is the physical part of it.
All right. So you were describing it before as a wailing energy, like somebody yelling or screaming in the background?
No, what it is, and it took me a while to figure it out, but it doesn't seem to come through the ears. It seems to come through the head. Sometimes it feels like it's being projected into a specific spot and just hits a specific spot. It can be one tone. It can be multi-tones. It could be multi-tones with multi-bands layered on top of it.
Okay, I got what it is. Do you ever use tuning forks?
Yes.
All right. What kind of tuning forks do you have?
Oh, I don't have any myself, but played the flute and I hit things and,
Okay. So what I'm going to describe for you is a way to help you understand what this is. What's going on is you're going through DNA changes, and your particular lineage has been slated for upgrades. We'll simply put it as that. And what they're doing is they're going back into your ancient self, and they're changing your DNA in your ancient self, and it flows through linear and nonlinear time, creating frequencies. Frequencies that tell the end of the line, which is you, before your next version of you is created, that this is what is going to come your way, and these are the frequencies you must begin to learn to accept ahead of time, because the type of change that's going through is awareness-based change. So what you need are tuning forks that have the little resonators at the end. They're little circle cups that are at the end, and they are tuned for the chakra system, tuned for organs. So you generally want to get 6 or 8 in a pack. You want to go get those. They're about $200. And you want to start putting them on all different parts of your cranium. So like think the top of your brain and make a grid on it. And like there's 20 points on the grid. And then every day you use each of the tuning forks on the grid.
Got it.
Okay?
Got
Vitally important
Got
that
it.
your brain now the key to these tuning forks, the handle is hollow and there's a little hole at the end, which transfers all of the frequency of vibration. And you're going to literally feel your brain in a very positive way, that it's going to help you understand what these frequencies are.
Just as you were talking, it kind of popped in, not that I was trying to think of things, but I do recall at a time that I was like, okay, what is it that I need to do here? And I was guided to do some writing, and it was like hieroglyphic type of things, but it seemed to alleviate it a little bit, It was like the intensity wasn't quite so bad.
You ever try doing light language?
I can do it fairly easily. I can sing it. I can talk it. I didn't know what it was years ago, and in about 2012, 13 maybe it was.
Can you translate your own light language?
I can pretty much, as I'm doing it, know what it is, or after I'm done, I can kind of get an idea of what it was about,
All right. Koto yika nakawana naji nakawanji ukiyin te chao hotan tan chao ka wanati kana machu konachi shahaka kana tukoncha. Were you able to understand that?
To me, it felt like a welcoming and a time to opening the heart, and
it's also a warning to you that you have people in your field that are about to betray you.
Okay, I didn't pick that up.
So
I wondered about that, but I didn't know where or who or what. I was like hoping I wasn't being paranoid.
You're not. There are assholes out there. Okay? They exist.
Is it like people that in the physical vicinity, or people that I have contact maybe via the internet things?
It's the internet. It's the internet. So we're doing the Lionsgate portal today, 888. And today is the day everyone's shit gets stirred up to the highest levels.
Yes.
Okay? And by the eclipse, it is going to be a flaming poop war.
Yes.
So turn off your internet the next 14 days. Avoid the next catapult of shit that's flying your way that's flaming.
So what about I write a daily post?
Turn it all off. Even this show. Okay. All of it. Okay. Go into yourself. Give yourself an absolutely clean slate. That this time of the eclipse has no imprints from any other expression. That you have a full, clean slate to experience this eclipse for what it is. My change.
Until the full solar eclipse on the 21st.
21st, yes. Okay. The Lion's Gate represents the bold, doing bold actions of the great inner work.
Yes, and yesterday with the full moon eclipse in Aquarius, and I'm Aquarius, and
Yep.
so I was really feeling that one too.
Yeah. So are you able to do any ceremonies and rituals between now and the 21st?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would do at least 2 to 3 a week if you can. Pull out all the contract revocations, use them as source fuel to get you into a flow. Similar to what I do on the
Yeah,
radio, where you just go and go and go.
I finally had gotten the long one, the really long one.
Consciousness consciousness strike.
Yeah, and I had just recorded that a couple of days ago, but just even reading it the first time was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of them that I've recorded, and a lot of times I just pull up on my recorder. I've got an old phone I use, and I just turn it on, and I flip through, and I say, okay, which number this time, and it usually fits.
There you go. Now, the next thing for you to understand is this time of the year for you, where the Lion's Gate and the actions of being bold. Have you gone any spiritual pilgrimages in your life?
Yes, but well, I guess in a way, I kind of when I left, I was in the north last few years, and then last spring I went to Arizona, which really kind of was like a spiritual pilgrimage for me, and I spent 6 months there, made a lot of contacts and things like that. Got to see a few of the sacred sites, which was very touching for me because my dad's family has a lot of native blood. But since December, I haven't really done anything.
Have you gone to any sacred sites like the pyramids in Mexico or Egypt?
No, I have not. I would feel more of a pull towards the one in Mexico just because of how I've always pulled since a little kid and my lineage, too.
Then it's time for you to go and visit those ancestors who are waiting through time and have made sure those buildings have survived so you could be there and have your experience.
I've been hearing go see your father's people are from my ancestors, that type, just the general. Yes, Capel?
Kapal, Chichen Itza.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's time for you to make that sacred pilgrimage to those places. What does it take for you to engage the discipline of the pilgrimage?
Once I set my mind on it, not much.
Exactly. Do you need to do it before the 21st? No. The next 5 months would be great.
I'll have to do some real opening up and accepting because I know that it does happen. I have felt that for a while, and I'm kind of glad to hear it coming back from someone that I didn't ask anything about it. That is a nice verification for me. I had kind of gotten a message to like to visit the place of the ancient Mayans too.
That's right, Kapal. No, Kapan, sorry. Kapal and Kapal. Kopan and Kopal, sorry. Now, one more of the things on the frequencies that you're hearing in your head, you're actually hearing that through your third eye.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Interesting, because the way that it because at first I kept trying to put my hands over my ears, but it didn't do any good.
Right, it didn't do any
And
good.
I
It's
tried,
an omnifield. When you begin to use the tuning forks, your third eye will separate, and you'll begin to hear new tones in it. And there's a coding in the tone that is a form of first contact.
Is it like a few years back? It was I would spontaneously hear like this. All I could say is like 100 orchestras, huge orchestras overlaid upon. And I actually kind of learned that when I could make a sound, and as I was doing it, it would spread into overtones almost, I guess
Uh-huh.
is the best way I can say it, you know.
As you begin to learn to work the grid on your head and use the tuning forks that have the resonator and the hollow chords, you will make your own music back. And with that, you will create a form of first contact that helps you understand there are beings extra dimensional, out of this world, not aliens or ETs, just things that exist on a much higher level of light than we do, that are holding space for you to have an experience of communication that you can know is real and have full memory of.
Yes. I absolutely agree with that. I mean, I feel it's a knowingness, not just lip service saying that.
Yeah.
It reminded me of one more thing. I've seen a light in the sky at night since I've been here for the last 7 months, and periodically, and at times, you know, I got a picture of it a couple times, and it's different colors. And I went outside last night, and it was like watching it. It wasn't moving very far. I mean, in my perspective, maybe within about a half an inch or so, but it actually looked like it was making circles and making arcs and going back and forth or up and down. And you know, any insight whether I was dreaming or if that really was happening or what? Anything?
There are times that things happen to us that are solely for our experience.
Yeah, I was
And that
wondering
was
about
one
that.
of those things that brought its own form of confirmation and affirmation in the moment. You will not find continuing confirmation and affirmation from things out of the moment. They're out of
No.
context. But that was a code for you to download into your body, mind, spirit, and soul, and know that another experience will come, will be very similar, and you won't be afraid of it, and you'll be ready to work with it with tones and frequencies.
All right. That
Okay?
makes sense.
Do you have any extra money to go and take voice lessons?
No, not really. I love to sing.
I'm going to say loving singing is one thing, but there is something in your body, mind, spirit as a complex that I'm speaking to that needs voice training and singing training. Not that anything's wrong with your voice. It is the power that comes out of it.
Oh, yes. I
Okay?
understand that. When I sing native music, it's like a whole other being in
You
there that
need
comes out.
to get the meekness out and the sacred feminine warrior into that voice.
Okay.
So maybe you can do some trading with somebody that's a singer, or you can find some YouTube videos, something. You have to personally invest in that. And only you can make it work. No one else.
Yes. I understand that.
Okay? Any last questions?
No, I just I was just because I couldn't discern about the other thing. I just didn't know to accept and relax or what. So I just wanted somebody else's
It's a good thing.
insight.
It may be annoying to you, but it is a good thing.
Right.
You just have to begin to work the grid on your head with the tuning forks until such a time you figure out it's only an 8 code. I can figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty good at, you know, I for a while I kept asking people if they were hearing it, and I actually went and did put up one of the hearing tests that they have on YouTube that gives the whole human range, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, the frequencies were quite up there. Most of them were above what they said the average person was hearing. And
that's why you're third eye hearing. Yep. You also have third eye taste and touch too, which is your next part of the confirmation affirmation experience.
Oh, interesting.
But you got to be able to engage it with a sacred discipline, you know, mastering the tuning forks, meaning you use them on a very regular basis to create balance and harmony and a secondary encodement back to what is coding to you. It's like Morse code between time streams now.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, darling, I must let you go.
All right. Well, thank you, Andrew. Have a blessed night, and let the lion roar.
Let the lion roar. Meow, meow.
All right. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Bye.
All right, everybody, this has been special. Let me look at some of the chat room here. We got a bunch of questions here. Lion's Gate. Oh, everyone who wants to know about the Lion's Gate. As I kind of said during the session with the Lion's Gate, is the time for the bold and the beautiful to get forward and let go of the sacred drama, to fire all the fat ladies that are singing in their background, signaling that's the end of the opera. It is time for you to take control of your life. Disengage from the system of instant gratification. Get out of the system of domination and control. Find your heart space. Boldly go to the undiscovered country of your own dreams. Boldly choose the next level of your own personal awareness change. Boldly go to where you have gone before, so you may see your past, present, and future as your own choices. You have full and complete control over your contrast, the style of life that comes here and goes through you. You are an interconnected being who can at any moment in time choose to make a change. I return all of this to sacred neutral balance and bring Source incarnate now to begin the healing process in the temple of the self. Those are the choices we can make each and every day, allowing your ancient future now the potential of being the healed healer. Thanks a lot, everyone. We'll see you on the next adventure in reality.